I've started having contractions. That means I'm officially on vacation. You can say I've been waiting for this for 2 years, ever since my life shifted into high gear. Before that, I had been basically a stay-at-home mom with Shmaya and Shalva, and I kind of raised them like a little house on the prairie. Shmaya didn't enter a misgeret, a structure, as Israelis call it, until he was 3.5 years old, which by Israeli standards is practically homeschooling. I don't regret it for a minute, but it had its difficulties. I think the women that I'd meet at the playground felt bad for me. Shmaya, you have to be careful, that's big and hard. They wondered how I could stand the kids all day at home and whether I was really fulfilled this way. I tried to be self-employed. I did a little bit of translating work when it came in and taking groups of kids around the farm. But it was draining to do so much self-promotion for so little actual work. But the biggest difficulty was the existential questions I faced each and every day. Like, what happened to the person I was before I became a mother? Where does creativity fit in when I'm busy creating a human life? The only true fulfillment that I got was making art about these existential questions and about our lives on the farm. But it required a lot of self-discipline. It felt like making art in a vacuum. Taking you out. Don't touch the camera. I said don't touch the camera. After 3 years like this, I felt compelled by a force much stronger than I to get out and join the workforce. As a kid, I'd always been asked if I'd grow up to be an art teacher, and my answer was always no way. But now, as a mother hungry for stable employment, it seemed fitting. Okay, when you're done we can pour some more. Shmaya, I'm really proud of you. You're painting very nicely. I enrolled in a 1-year educational program, started working once a week at a school. Shmaya started state-funded kindergarten. He used to come to the home. And what to do, little Shalva also had to join a misgeret, a structure. Shalva, let's go inside and close the door. Our lives changed drastically. Most mornings I had to rush out of the house. I had so little patience for the kids. I faced a lot of guilt during that transitional period. And I had planned to make time for art, but that was the first casualty of the new lifestyle. It just seemed like an impossible luxury. But it was okay, because my studies were stimulating in the meantime. I still wanted more family life. My master plan involved having a baby sometime after the end of the school year and before starting to work. That way I'd also have a break from the rat race. Guys, I think I'm gonna have the baby today. What? I think I'm gonna have the baby today. No. Because I started feeling pains. Yeah! Yeah! זה התינוקת שלך? כן. אמא, למה אתה תשיח תינוקת היום? It's not a matter of me wanting, I think it's just happening already. Because I started to feel pains in my stomach. Yeah. לבית חולים already? תצילי את התינוק?
כן, שמחה.
I have to get the baby out.
איילה, סגרי את הדלת, יכול להיות שבגלל שהדלת פתוחה, סגרי רגע. תסגור רגע, יכול להיות שבגלל שהדלת פתוחה. מה זה?
My master plan involved having a baby sometime after the school year and before starting work. That way I'd have a break from the rat race. But on my way to the bus one morning to go to school, I was hit by a car. It was the fateful result of the driver and I both rushing too much at the same place and time. Having been thrown a few feet into the island separating the lanes, I was stunned, but it actually felt like kind of an appropriate climax to an utterly overwhelming year. I remember feeling an extra twinge of sadness in the hospital. I had assumed that the next time I'd be in a place like that would be to deliver. Careful. Some car hit me.
What?
A car hit me. Bodies are not meant to be hit by cars. I spent the next 2 months in rehabilitation, and I finished my degree. It was actually pretty pleasant. Just the only thing was there were 2 kids at home paying the price. כן, יודעת. יאללה, שלבונה. I'm sorry, baby. I know, אין מה לעשות.
How much should I film?
Eventually, I got out in very good shape, but pregnancy refused to happen. I got a job as an art teacher in an elementary school for this year, in September. Half-time so that I'd have time for the important things like making art and exercising and crossing the street carefully. And I assumed I'd have time for art, finally, but I couldn't anticipate the intensity of the first year teaching. So art was the casualty for the second year running. I put all my cognitive energy into lesson plans that might inspire the kids to stop hitting each other and sit down and create something.
בסדר, נחבר אותך למוניטור, נתרשם מהצירים, בסדר?
תגידי, זה בסדר אם אני אוכל פה? אני ממש עשבתי את ארוחת בוקר.
בטח, איזה שאלה, בתיארון.
I did continue to film my kids for the eventual videos I'd make out of it, but only now and then, really just enough to provide evidence of their growth. Mostly I just yelled at them, especially when they were meandering at their own pace and I needed to get to work. I definitely didn't have time to document that part of life. Shalva, lepo. Where's your bag? Shalva, where's your bag? 1 9 2 we have to try again. 8 כוכבית. אוי, אני אעשה את זה. Sorry, Shalva. You gotta do it quickly, babe. Next time. Boy. אוקיי, I'm going to גן, אני הולכת לאכול. אני הולכת לגן. כנסי! מספיק! I encouraged myself thinking that during maternity leave I'd have time to make art. And in fact, to my delight, I discovered in October that I was pregnant.
That's that first picture?
I'd been waiting for so long. And it was perfect because my due date would be at the end of the school year, so I'd have a full year to prove myself as an art teacher and really earn my stripes before, getting my well-needed vacation. As the year progressed, though, I continued to stress and yell at my kids and be beaten down into humility at my job by students that I just couldn't control. As a result, I romanticized birth more and more. I imagined that when my water broke, it would be such a big release because I could finally relinquish control, let nature take over, and finally rest. And after birth, I promised myself that we'd resume the idyllic life that we left off when we all entered our structures. כן? שולי, אחרי שאני ילד, אני הולך לחזור לחיים הפשוטים קצת.
100%. למה את קוראת להם הפשוטים?
But I was not prepared for the difficulty of this pregnancy. Maybe because of the accident a year ago, or maybe now because I was raising 2 kids or working a half-time job. But I was weak and in pain for months before ever arriving here. I even made it one more time to the hospital, and again not to give birth. Even the end of my first year teaching was anticlimactic. The principal decided that I wasn't yet ready to have a teaching license, which basically means that the next time I work, it'll be with the status of a student teacher. So I find myself now in the midst of a bureaucratic battle to try to overturn her decision. A year ago when I was wanting to get pregnant, I remember thinking that I don't care what would happen and how much suffering would come along with it. I'd always be happy in the pregnancy and grateful that it happened. Can't believe she didn't give me a teaching license.
אנה, זאת לולה. שלום.
נעים מאוד. אוף.
אוקיי, בסדר גמור. את רוצה אפידורה?
לא.
זה את מחליטה, אני רק שואל.
כן.
בסדר גמור. מים ירדו לה?
לא.
בסדר, בהצלחה. בהצלחה. אז את עושה צילומים בזמן שאת יולדת?
אני לא אצלם את הלידה עצמה, אבל כן, עד עכשיו. מתעדת.
זה ציוד כזה. פה צריך להיות תינוק. ובמקום תינוק יש פה מצלמה. בסדר, לא ראיתי כזה דבר.
לקחו את השם שלה, היא התיישבה, ככה עם הברכיים על הרצפה, היה ומיד.
I am getting the thing that I wanted. I'm not thinking about work for the first time in a long time.
זה טופס הסכמה מדעת שלך, הרצון שלך בעצם ללידה טבעית, בלי התערבויות, בלי זה, אנחנו אמונים על להחתים אותך על הדבר. בסדר?
Hold on, Shmai. I'm filming a little bit and then I'll be able to hold your hand.
I'll save it for you at home, okay? Bye-bye. Sorry, Shalvona. Bye-bye, Shalva. Now there's going to be a lot of sun. Not really any rain. Lahov? Yes, Bezrat Hashem. I try to find time to go to the beach. Shav yesh gan, and Ima has work at home to do. I have a lot of schoolwork. I'm studying to become a teacher, and they give us all kinds of projects to do. I have to do a lot of writing. Otherwise, if I don't do the work, I won't get to be a teacher. שלום, אני לא זוכרת מה הסיסמה שלי. הפורטל עובדי הוראה. אני אמורה להתחיל לעבוד. Local 41, L-O-K-A-L. סיפס I wanted to do. היה לי שיעור שלווה, it was like, היה לי בית ספר כזה. אבל את לא יכולה. לא יכולה לבוא איתי לשם.
למה? מה פתאום?
דיברנו, but you would be bored, you wouldn't have what to do over there.
למה?
ככה.
למה אמא?
כי זה משעמם, it's teachers talking. פשוט מדברים הרבה. What would you do? 3 שעות, 3 hours.
אמא לא.
היית עושה לי בעיות.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 שעות?
כן.
What would you do for 5 hours?
מהממת על ידה שרה פספס. וואי חבל. כל כך מחוברת לעצמה ולתהליך. וואי, זה מאלה שכיף. וואו, איזה יופי. 2,820. וואו, ממש כל הכבוד, כל הכבוד. באמת בלחיצה. אתה על המיטה מתי שפעת?
This is technically called maternity leave. I'm simultaneously a fresh new mother and also an employee. But as an artist, I make the editing choices. I don't have to go back to work when the maternity leave ends. I don't even have to go back to work when the unpaid leave ends. But I might want to. Now I have the chance to make all the art that's been stockpiling for the past 2 years. Now I have a chance to make all the art. Yeah. Huh? She's sleeping. She's tired. She just had a lot of milk and now she's tired. Yeah, you want to take this? Try to focus it.
אבל אתה רוצה לעשות ככה להם.
מה לעשות לה?
ככה.
נלטף אותה? כיף לה, לא רואה? תלמדו את העבודה.